Good evening, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of the Black News Network. This is War Smith reporting from the desk of the Emissary, coming at you live with the facts about life. I do not own the rights to the music, but I do own the rights to what I say. So let's get cracking. Just a few things today. This is Black History Month, and I want to say congratulations to the chosen candidates or the registered candidates that signed up for District 2. We're looking forward to seeing you campaigning on the trail, trying to get yourself elected to District 2's council seat, and so to the other districts as well. But Black History Month, again, I say, is everybody's month. Because just yesterday, I was listening to the news and I heard that $102,000 is now going to a West Side literacy library. And Hakeem Castro was the founder or the corporate or the person who pushed this money forward and made it happen for the West Side. Again, something else being pushed for something other than the Black community. This is Black History Month, and it seems to me that things such as this literacy center or literacy library being dedicated to the Hispanic community should be dedicated to the Black community, just because it's the month of February, y'all. Now, I have no problem with building a literary center anywhere in San Antonio. I do have a problem with dedicating the money during Black History Month, especially when the city has done nothing to dedicate the money towards the Black History Month. And that is why I have a problem with it. That's just one thing going on during everybody's Black History Month, because that's exactly what it is. You know, Tucker Carlson, he's on Fox News, Kevin McCarthy gave him all the footage to the January 6th Insurrection Committee findings. So now all of that footage that they gathered for a year and a half, 2 years, is now in the hands of Tucker Carlson at Fox News. Now, I don't see a problem with giving it to Tucker Carlson. I see a problem with only giving it to him when there are 10 other news networks that are just as profound as Fox News. Why would our Congress or our Senate give all of this information to only one news network? And we've known Fox News to be partial with Donald Trump from the beginning. So basically, this whole thing, they're trying to turn this entire January 6th committee finding into a fiasco and make sure that none of the people that have been held so far can be prosecuted. That's just how it works in America, Just like when a Black person get caught stealing, they're going to be called a thief. But when a white person get caught stealing, they're going to call it larceny or something to that effect, embezzlement. They're not going to call it what it actually is, because for some reason, everything that happens with Black people seem to get the derogatory end of everything. And it goes to show why when you call us African Americans or Black Americans or something other than Americans, it shows that we have digressed to a color, a skin color, a black color that really does not tell the truth about our true identity and our true nature. All of these names that we have used over the last 100, 200 years, uh, Negro, colored, nigger, black, African American, all these names, all of these names have been chosen by somebody else, and they have been given to us so we can use these names. And now you hear prominent characters using these names to perpetuate the use of these names that don't hold any significance whatsoever in our culture. Because if you're out there thinking that you're a Black American, then where's your nationality? If you're out there thinking that you're African American, then where is your nationality? These names don't correlate with anything. These are just names that the federal government threw out there and hope that somebody will bite. And so far, we have bitten off a hell of a lot when it comes to our namesake. We got to fix this problem with our name. That is not where it should be. Um, an individual in was Raleigh, North Carolina. No. This 13-year-old boy was killed by an SAPD officer, and he was acquitted. I mean, all the charges were dropped against him. Why is it that this officer was allowed to shoot an unarmed 13-year-old boy and not be charged with it in the city of San Antonio? The district attorney uh, is the one who agreed that this was the case. And this is why he did it. He felt like that none of the evidence, I guess, made this man look like he was guilty. So they let him go. Now here it is, another kid being murdered by the SAPD, and he is now walking free. That's what we deal with on a daily basis. Now, this was a Hispanic kid, but what's to say it wasn't a black kid? It could have been a black kid as well. So, any of this action, when they let a police officer walk free after he commits murder, then that's a problem for us as well as a problem for the Hispanic community. But that's what happens here in America. You know, the Food and Drug Administration have now been uh, uh, targeted because they have allowed thousands of chemicals to be used in our food system to get the food preserved, to get the food bacteria free. All these chemicals have been used to do something with this food. And now we have a problem with people becoming sick off of the food that they eat, even after they read the label. Just today, 145 million cans of Similac or some type of baby formula has been recalled because of some type of carcinogen in this food. That is what's happening right now. Every time you turn around, something that we use on a regular basis is becoming contaminated, or it's coming to the surface that it's contaminated. It was already probably contaminated. Even the water in Jackson, Mississippi, when they told all them goddamn lies, like the water was good, this was good, that was good. Now you find out that this is no different than it was back then. The water is still not good in Jackson, Mississippi. The crime rate ain't changed in Jackson, Mississippi. And you wonder why everything seems to go up, even though we got churches on every corner. We've increased the police department's budget. We've done all these different things, to enhance security, we're putting cameras up on damn near every intersection. We still have crime rates going up. Why is it? Not only can you answer this question, but many constituents in the city of San Antonio can answer these questions because it is unfair and unrighteous for us to sit back and watch all these things happen and nobody takes center stage to correct it. If you own a Kia Optima, you better watch yourself because this is the car that tops the number one stolen vehicle list in the city of San Antonio, the Kia Optima. These kids are stealing these cars left and right. And if you look on YouTube, they're putting videos out there to tell you how to steal these cars, which is pretty damn sad that YouTube, TikTok, and anybody else that allow these type of videos to be posted are still in existence. They're still doing it because they're stealing these cars fast, very fast. Daryl Williams was killed by the police in Raleigh, North Carolina. 6 officers were suspended because of this. Now it's time for us to see what happened with those 6 officers. Hopefully they'll take the right course of action and do what they're supposed to do with those 6 officers. But we will not know because the way it looks, the news media is not going to report it anymore because they don't want you to know the result. They don't want you to know that these 6 officers are being acquitted of their wrongdoing. That's what's happening. We all know about the shooting at Michigan State University. We know that 3 people died and several were injured. And then the killer killed himself. So there's really not a whole lot we can do except for do some reforming of what's happening in our federal government today. Now, this is something that I wrote up. And if you really want to reduce crime, and if you really want to get rid of the killings and the murders and the inner city youth fighting and all this stuff, there's certain things you'll have to do. And this is just a list of what I think can make a difference in what needs to happen. But before I do that list, I wanted to go back over something. Certain people ran for city council in District 2. Let's go back to Ivy Taylor. Ivy Taylor was the district city councilman for one time. I don't have the year, but I do know this. When Ivy Taylor left the District 2 city council person, she was that much richer because she had acquired several new properties while in that position. That is what people have done that go into that position. First of all, they line their own pockets. And once they get fat as they can get off of taxpayers' money, then and only then will they start to pass the money on out to the rest of the community or the rest of the city. We've had Art Hall and Cruz Shaw. Now, I know Cruz Shaw bought a lot of properties over there on Martin Luther King. Those properties that he bought on Martin Luther King are now being occupied by people on the east side. Of course, it's a beautiful thing to see people living in those quarters. But the fact of the matter is, he found those properties when he was city council. This is the kind of stuff we have to deal with as individuals in our city of San Antonio. This is the Black News Network. I want to say thank you all for listening for a short period of time today. And I want to say thank you for understanding that when you have to do what you have to do, you have to do it. So, with that, this is the Black News Network broadcasting every Wednesday night at 6:30, and again on Sunday at 3:30. So I'll see you on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Thank you for listening.